We all have different thoughts and beliefs about our health condition. And these come from many different places. Some of it is information we've had from healthcare professionals. Some of it is information we might have read in the newspapers or seen on the telly. And some of the ideas we have around a health condition, we're really not quite sure how we get them. They're sort of just around and we just sort of pick up over time. And these beliefs change over years. Smoking is a very good example of. So back in the 1950s, smoking was almost seen as a cure-all for things, and was actually of great benefit and beneficial, and it was promoted as a health promoting thing in the very early days of smoking. Now clearly that's changed hugely, and no one would sort of say that anymore. However, it's worth thinking around what do we actually know about our long-term health condition? What are our own beliefs around it? Where have we got the information from, and how and are we able to trust that information? Do we have the right information? Let me give you an example. Take two people. So one called Dave, let's call him Dave for example, and one called Jack. Okay, they're both men. And we're both in their, mid-50s, about 55, and they're both probably, carrying a little bit more weight than they really should do, and probably not quite doing as much exercise as they think they should. But recently they've both developed angina. And angina is where you get pain in the heart, and this pain is caused when not enough blood is circulating to the heart muscle. And the reason it's not circulating is because some of the arteries have become slightly blocked through things like high cholesterol and this sort of stuff. So when you exert yourself, you get an angina attack and you get a bit of pain. And of course, most people's reaction to that is to try and avoid getting the pain and doing less and not exerting themselves. So out of these two chaps, one believes that angina is a bit like a mini heart attack, and if he's having a big angina attack, it's going to damage his heart. And so what he does is he avoids doing any activity. And not only that, his family goes, "Oh, Dad, you shouldn't overexert yourself. Take it easy. If you overexert yourself, you're just going to have an angina attack. We don't want that happening, do we? Because we don't want you ending up in hospital or getting really, really ill." So Dave just carries on as he has been, not doing any more exercise. He tries a little bit of diet, but otherwise carries on as before. Jack, on the other hand, believes that actually you can improve your angina, that if you exercise more, you increase the blood flow through the healthy parts, and after a time, your angina actually increases and the more you exercise. And the more you exercise, actually you can get to a point where you can potentially sort of cure or almost get rid of your angina altogether. So Jack goes on an exercise regime and builds up his fitness and his exercise. Dave, on the other hand, one day sort of runs for the bus and has a massive angina attack because he's even more unfit, and that just completely reinforces his belief that angina is like a mini heart attack. Thinking about these two people, Jack, who starts exercising, gradually improves his angina, Dave, who believes that actually angina is damaging his heart, so avoids an exertion, who's going to become most ill? What's the outcome going to be for these two men? Precisely. One is probably going to have increased heart disease and die quite young, and the other one will probably go on and carry on working full time, and after a while or very much sort of moved his angina on altogether. So this is why it's important to think about our health beliefs. What do we believe? Do we believe, for example, if you've got a bad back, the best thing to do is stay in bed and do nothing? Yet we know all the evidence is that that's the worst thing you can do. Do we believe that pain is a sign that we're causing damage to our body, or is some types of pain something that we should carry on moving through? So sometimes we need to get expert advice. Sometimes we might need to go back to see our physiotherapist or a nurse specialist or the doctor and say which of these symptoms is it okay to work on through because it's actually going to improve my health and well-being, and which should I see as a sign of this means I need to slow down. And the only people who can really tell us this is our healthcare professionals. If you're getting this information from family and friends, I would question that. So please check it out. Health beliefs can quite simply be the difference between dying young and having a much longer and fulfilling life.